What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new Dragon Ball Legends video on Dragon Ball Central. Today we have got a quick thing that I do want to talk about. That is going to be the few new characters that are coming on the next banner, which will be coming out tomorrow. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So for some reason, guys, they went ahead and threw these onto the app a day early before we had any maintenance or anything like that to put the actual banner into the game. So interestingly enough, we are going to be able to talk about these guys about a day early, and there is a lot to talk about. Now, first off, obviously, we have a Goku and a transformed Android 13. Both of them were absolutely going to come out at some point. Obviously, they want to milk Android 13 as much as they possibly can because it's just going to be sort of this intermediate content. Not a lot of people are going to pull for him except the people that are either ready for PvP dominance, because obviously he's going to be ridiculously overpowered, or the few people that think that he's actually worth getting just from, a hype point of view. So this is not going to be the type of banner where everybody's super over the top hype. They're spending a lot of money. They're wanting to get this character to 5, 6, 7 stars. Obviously, the whales and the Android people are going to, but those people are few and far between. They are not the, meta teams that you see everybody running all the time. They're sort of niche, and that means that just like, the hybrid Saiyan teams used to be, I do think that we're probably going to see them have ridiculous stat lineups and ridiculous abilities, and that's basically confirmed by what we saw with Android 13 base form and with transformed Android 13. So as you guys can see, ridiculous lineup on the stats here. Blast attack is a little bit to be desired, only at the 90th percentile there, but otherwise defenses are super high, health is super high, strike attack is very high. Now, just taking the stats into account, you can basically be assured this is going to be a very powerful beat stick character. On top of that, you can also be assured it's going to have some really powerful abilities. With that said, we don't have them right now. As you guys can see, they're not in the database. Renzi hasn't put them up, and they haven't been put into the actual app yet. I'd imagine that's going to be added with the next update, which the next maintenance should be announced tomorrow morning, go on tomorrow night, and then the banner will be out after that. Now, you look over here, and these could very well be incorrect, but the actual abilities, the Z abilities, have been put in here. So you're seeing strike attack up, so 21% at its first iteration. Okay, so that's going to be the 3 stars there, 5 stars there, and 7 stars there. So it goes up to 31%. Now, this side of it, not entirely sure what shot rate means, but considering strike rate, I would say that it's just a double offensive buff for androids, which is very powerful. I will say that this guy is also red, and that's important to note because obviously red characters are going to dominate the last 3 amazing characters that did come out. We have Hit, who's just an absolute monster in the current meta. We obviously have transforming full power Frieza, which is absolutely dominant in the current meta. And coming out alongside Hit, we have the new Goku, which obviously Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku is going to be very powerful, even though he takes a little bit more skilled of a player to really take full advantage of his abilities and everything like that, and not a lot of people are going to be able to do that. He's still a very good character and is definitely going to be very powerful in the right player's hands. So yeah, all in all, guys, this is going to be a very meta dominant team, and I have to say that, a character like this that maybe isn't going to be the most hyped just from a pure hype from the character coming out point of view is still going to be hyped because of how ridiculous he is in PvP. Next up, as you can see, we have got movie Goku coming from the BoJack movie, has a Sagas from the movie Z ability, which is something you guys probably knew was coming. So not like a Saiyan one or anything. Has Blast, has Strike Arts cards. So I doubt that this is going to be, the end-all be-all amazing, Sagas from the movies pull together character that the team needed to come back to some level of relevance, but at the same time, it is a pretty decent one. So I will say that, the stats, again, are looking very good. You look at the strike attack. Maybe it has a little bit to be desired there, okay? About 90th percentile, 89.35. Not bad, though, okay? 93.36 on blast attack, very powerful. Blast defense, health, and strike defense, absolutely busted, my dude. Very high defenses all around there. So I'd imagine we're probably going to be seeing quite a few defensive abilities to go along with this. And as you guys know, the very glass cannon-y teams are going to obviously not want a character like this, but, the more mid-range teams that are focusing on using just damage over time, being able to tank out rising rushes and things like that, are obviously going to like this type of character. Now, again, we don't know his unique abilities at this point in time, but judging by the fact that he has very high defensive stats, and on top of that, he has a Z ability that's going to buff the blast defense most likely anyways, by 35% at its 7 stars and 24% at just 1 star, dude. So that means he's probably going to be very, very defensive, very tanky, be able to take quite a few hits before he goes down. He's also green, so, you know, when we do see a blue character inevitably come out very, very soon, then it's likely going to go very well onto a team with him. Now, there are a few other characters I do want to talk about, guys. The first one being the new Zamasu that's coming out. He is an extreme, which is important to note because most of you guys will not be pulling him. The lucky people will get him, and the whales may get him if they're lucky, you know what I mean? 0.5% pull rate, not going to be the best if you are looking to get him at any decent limit break. But with that said, he does have a really, really solid blast attack, really solid defenses on both sides, really solid health. Not the greatest strike attack, but he is a blast attacker, so that's totally fine. It's really not that big of a deal at all. Carries 2 blast cards. On top of that, this is a little bit of a weird one. I'm not sure if this is going to be accurate when he actually gets put into the game or not, but when you see he does have his first Z ability, that's going to be 19% to tag green, so an element Z ability. Obviously not going to be the best there. You move on to 3 stars. Oh, boom, God Key now. And then you go to 5 stars, and it's both God Keys. So I really don't know if that's a mistake or something. I'm not really sure, but does it start out as an element Z ability and then go into a God Key Z ability and then go into a double attack God Key Z ability? That would be actually kind of busted and very, very, very powerful at 7 stars. Obviously, 30% on both offensive stats. Kind of ridiculous, guys. So, yeah, definitely going to be something the whales are very, very happy to spend a very ridiculous amount of money trying to get at 7 stars. All right, guys, next up we have got Nail, which is going to be a brand new extreme, and I have got to say I'm a little bit shocked at what they're doing with this banner. It's basically going to be, again, one of those banners where we're focusing mainly on their stats, not the characters that those stats are attached to. Because obviously, again, you know, transformed Android 13, maybe not going to be the most hyped character in the game. You know, that version of Goku, not the most hyped character in the game, and definitely not going to be the most hyped character in the game is Nail or freaking Zamasu without, you know, Rose or anything like that. Obviously, we're not going to be seeing a lot of people summoning specifically because of the characters. So the stats are going to be really, really good to compensate for that and hopefully make people spend money on it, at least in the eyes of Bandai. So with that said, amazingly high power, amazingly high blast attack, amazingly high defenses and health. So all around, except for the strike attack, you're looking at ridiculous offensive prowess. On top of that, going down, we are going to see that there are mixed arts cards held here. So really, that's going to be the one thing that takes him a little bit more down to earth. Nail's not going to be that overpowered, just a little overpowered. Scrolling on down, we are going to see he's a regen buffer, strike up, and blast up. So both attacks are going to be going up there. 21% at 3 stars, 30%, a massive 30%. And then it changes over from regen to Frieza Saga, which is interesting. Again, could be a mistake. I'm not entirely sure. You can't say that, you know, right now. So I'm going off of what information we have. So basically, if that's true, that's absolutely busted. 30% on both of them. And then 38% at 7 stars. What are you thinking, game? What, Bandai? What are you thinking, dude? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? That is insanity. 38% offensive buffs. Those whales are going to be freaking rolling in those offensive buffs, guys. Absolutely busted. And then, guys, finally, last but not least by any means, interestingly enough, we have got yet another Nail, but it's going to be a hero Nail, the first hero that we've had in a long, long time. Now, I just want to point out that his stats aren't, they're not awful, but they're not amazing either. They're kind of middle of the pack. 80% on the strike attack, way lower on the blast attack there. If we get that to mouse over, 71 on that. Defenses are okay. Health is okay. Overall power, just okay. Not bad, not amazing. Looking at mixed arts cards, so that's important to note. Going on down. Now, this is the crazy thing, okay? This I hope they do more of because that would be super, super cool. Make some very fun teams. And I actually can't wait to get this dude to 7 stars if this is actually what his Z ability is going to be. And I hope that they do this more in the future because it would be so cool to have actual hero teams that are viable running around and doing things in high-ranked PvP. Now, 30% at its 1 star base iteration of that Z ability, guys. Moving on, 40% at 3 stars, 50% at 5 stars, and then 100% to hero strike attack at 7 stars. That is insanity. I cannot wait to try this out if we get him to 7 stars and he actually has that Z ability. That would be so freaking cool, dude. Having hero tag team on like a ridiculously maxed out, limit broken, you know, maxed out on all equipment that we can put on it, ridiculously over the top, powerful, limit broken hero tag team would be hilarious and incredible, and I really want it to be a thing now that we've got some precedent that it is actually possible. I cannot wait for this character to come out, and I'm really hoping that he actually has that Z ability. I think it could be really, really fun and definitely make some funny, freaking absolutely incredible highlights for videos and for streams and things like that, which you know, above all else, I'm hoping to give you guys fun content from new content that we get in this game, and that would make for some ridiculously fun content. Just dominating new teams with old heroes. How funny would that be? But yeah, guys, that is going to be about it for this one. Let me know what you think of this content update down in the comment section below. I really would love to hear your thoughts on this. Obviously, if we get more information and things like that, I'll make another video tomorrow. But for the time being, this is all the information we got from the latest update, and it's looking to be an interesting one. I will see you in the next video. As always, guys, I hope you have a fantastic day, and let me know down in the comment section below if you have any ideas for future videos you'd like to see on the channel. Till then, peace.